AP says about me. I care what the committee says about me.
So the AP has officially died.
Yeah, I think the AP poll dies when you're Saturday, just like the AP poll dies when the playoff poll comes out in football. That's all you care about. Like I don't care if I mean, you know, of course it's fun being top 5. If Louisville got back to number 1, you're going to be excited. You know, hey, we're number 1 team in the country. But you're excited because.
Let me ask you this: Are you more?
That's what Coach Mack was talking about yesterday. I know a lot of people said that or was talking about that, but I think that focus on if on I should win an Emmy.
Check the YouTube.
I should win an Emmy for having to do radio this morning. Like there should be, if people really knew what's going on in the studio, you'd be like, Steve Rummage is a freaking monster. Like he's a radio monster. You can keep track. There are laser pointers being pointed at each other.
Listen, sometimes I get the producer's attention, so I bought a laser pointer pen.
You know what would be this crazy? Like I know you're gonna.
Listen. The reason I did that, I need Lily to check the YouTube right now, please. To see. Okay.
You know what would be the craziest concept is if like you set this up before the show. It would be like,
let's have this conversation.
And then it's on.
Let's have this conversation right now.
And it's ready to go.
I need you to tell people.
Okay.
Do this right now. Do this for me. Sorry about this, people, but this is a fun show, and we need to take a break. This is game day.
Oh yeah.
We need to take a comedic relief break.
Fair enough.
I told you this morning what? The most serious thing I said to you this morning.
Don't mess with me today. It's awesome. Interesting.
Listen, try it now because, well, actually, that was my headphones. Okay, we'll keep on jumping in. Okay, so Steve,
fair enough.
That's what I had to tell you. I said this morning. Let me just back up a little bit, people.
Okay.
Let me just back up and
Let's
just act like my life is interesting for a
Let's
change.
go back.
So this morning, I woke up really early, really early. I got to sleep early, and you know I had good intentions of waking up and taking care of business. You know, so I said I'm gonna, you know, since I'm waking up early, don't waste time at the house because at the house, you can, you know how it is. You can start cleaning, you can start doing semi-productive things, and I sat in traffic all morning. And when I got here, I didn't have my computer charger.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I left it in Bob Albano's show in the studio the other day. So there was no charger, so the computer was not an option, which I didn't realize till late. And then I tried to go to the YouTube, you know, with the phone, and Lord knows what's going on with that. So by the time you had actually come to work, I said, dude, nothing's going right. So
yeah.
So just be careful. The fan was on. B. Sims is in here, you know what I'm saying? Then I hear he gives me a shout out, and you know, now I felt bad because he looked busy to me, and I'm like, you know, I really ain't had time to, you know, talk to him.
Right.
Well, I'm simultaneously explaining to Drew Diener how bad the lyrics are and Big Papa.
Yeah, I texted him immediately. They were like, what's going on? I'm like, well, this is the lyric. I immediately knew that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so we just had problems this morning.
Yeah.
And how do you stop that? And first thing I wanted to know from you, Steve, is Brian Hall. I'm gonna ask Brian because you're not a good person to ask.
Fair enough.
Guess what Steve told me he was having for dinner last night? Cauliflower wings.
Deep fried.
Somebody
good.
that has had deep fried cauliflower wings, call in and either challenge Steve's manhood or tell me that it's awesome and I need to broaden my horizon.
Listen, you want to know how I started it? I was watching a video. This guy, he does videos where he talks to celebrities and they eat hot sauce, right? So Paul Rudd did one. I think Paul Rudd's hilarious. So he's one of my favorites, right? So, anyways, he's eating them and they're cauliflower wings. And I'm like, cauliflower wings?
Why did he? Because
He's a vegan.
Uh-huh.
I'm not vegan. I like cauliflower. Always have.
Nobody likes cauliflower. Just
I do. I think it tastes good. No, it tastes good.
Air fried.
So I make my own batter. Look, I take the cauliflower wings and I put this garlic oil on them, and then I put salt and pepper on them, and I mix the cauliflower up, right? Then I make the batter. And I dip them in the batter and deep fry.
How many do you make in a sitting? Or how many you plan on making?
Like 30. I mean, I ain't gonna eat 30, but I mean.
But you never want to be in a position where there's left, where you're still hungry and there's none left.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. And then you buy the Buffalo Wild Wing garlic Parmesan sauce, spin them up in there. Then you go and you buy the Hidden Valley Ranch dip packet.
Mm-hmm.
Not just ranch, but dip packet. Put it in there. And you dip them down in there.
I tell you what, Ryan, we're gonna get our stuff all the way back together.
Yes.
Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maven on 939 The Bill. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna type in need for Bill. See what they're talking about. Okay, because the first one is because they come on every day. Actually, let's go back. Let's see what Brian was talking about. That's just a page. I'm in over my head.
Everything is at stake.
Captain, you remember?
Hmm. Steve, you need a haircut?
I need a haircut. I'm getting one today.
That's what Erastus Jones says.
It's fair enough. I'm getting a haircut today. Makes me feel better. Actually, when I leave here.
Today's Wednesday. I was gonna just go on over there early, but I'm like,
Over where?
allergies.
Mm.
So I'm like, man.
I know. Probably don't eat much stuff.
That's still funny.
Commercial makes me laugh every time.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest running Louisville sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, right here on 93.9 The Bill. Daily at LouisvilleSportsLive.net.
Do you want to bail on the football and just kind of do the final? No, there will be no basketball recruiting, so
Right here on 93.9.
Wait a minute.
you know how there's not going to be any signing day conversation.
Oh, for football?
Yeah,
The NCAA tried to take away the most outstanding player award for the 2013.
it is today, right?
I got it
Yeah,
back.
I think so. Yeah, we're not signing the player today.
Am I just going to jack all of Jody Denley stuff?
Morgan & Morgan changed my
Okay.
life. And if you've been injured in a car crash at work or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change you. For a free consultation, dial pound ball on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Offices.
They don't play. Skip Bayless. Did Zion Williamson get exposed last night? Next on Undisputed.
Greek freak?
But he actually played pretty good.
What are you talking? Yeah, like what do you mean?
Greek Freak blocked him. I mean, like, but that dude maybe they call him the Greek Freak for a reason. Like, he's insane.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think it is signing day. Indy's fried cauliflower.
Can you expect
That's all
a
it is.
2020 over plunge? Well, here's some reviews from last year's
Show is hot. It's a great show. I agree with that. Dude, that show, he sits down, he has these awesome interviews with these people.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's so good.
It was a black background.
Yeah, yeah, Kevin Hart, he's had athletes, all kinds of athletes, wrestlers, and actors.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, no. I was gonna say, what an idiot.
Did you see there was a police chase in the middle of the Chiefs parade?
No,
Oh yeah, this crazy.
that's a movie.
Oh, I know. I mean, like, they spin him out. There's crowds lining both sides. They spin him out in the middle of the road.
Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven, 8150. 93.9 is the number, 939 is the station. Steve, I feel like we got cheated. I feel like the people got cheated. I feel like this is a short-term getting cheated for long-term success. And I think this cheating needs a little perspective.
All right. Well, cheating always needs a little perspective.
To be forgiven, it needs perspective.
Yes. Let's. I mean, how does that conversation start?
It starts with,
We've
been through a lot together.
let me put some perspective on this cheating.
Wait, let me start the explaining of this
Oh,
cheating.
okay. All right. Go ahead.
This is how you start to add perspective to the cheating.
Okay, I'm listening.
You say, hey, listen, listen,
Okay.
since we've been together,
Okay.
it's been great.
That's one way to start.
Would you agree that I've outperformed all expectations that we've had for this relationship?
Sexually.
I'm not even
Just in general.
just in general.
In general. Okay.
Would you agree that I've been the man you were looking for?
There you go.
Do have you felt like since we've been together that I've been the right man for the job?
Okay.
Have I spent time earning your trust over the course of the last year?
Okay. And she's just calmly sitting here listening to this.
No, she's answering yes
Okay.
and yes
Okay.
and yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say,
I need to date the girls you date. Uh-huh.
and, and then you say, I know it's Valentine's Day, or no, not Valentine's Day. I know today is a very special day for our relationship, and I know that today you're gonna watch other people get gifts and other people make improvements in their relationship.
Does she know you've cheated already?
And no, she doesn't know.
Oh my God.
So
You're telling her you cheated on Valentine's Day?
No,
and you're starting it like this?
I changed Valentine's Day. I'm just saying it's a special day that everybody's going to be getting gifts.
Oh my gosh.
And I have to let you know that out of all the expectations, today I've cheated you.
Oh no.
I've cheated you out of this day, this special day.
Oh God.
You know what that special day is, Steve?
Listen.
National Football Signing Day.
Fair enough. Good way to wrap that one up.
We cheated the people on National Football Signing Day. You know how we cheated? We did too good of a job.
Yeah.
You did way too good of a job signing your entire class in the early period. You did way too good of a job with the year that overachieved on the expectations.
Yeah.
We've had a great relationship, and you've proved, Scott Satterfield, that you're the man for the job. So it's okay to sit in here today and admit that you've cheated us out of this National Signing Day for the right reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We've had a few people ask about National Signing Day. I mean, here's the gist of it. Louisville's got 3-4 scholarships left. They're not going to use any of them today. I mean, there was like maybe I saw where
Yeah,
a few of the sites were talking about there was maybe like one guy that they were looking at, but for the most part, I mean, I think you did so well early. You want these couple extra scholarships to see who A, grad transfers over the next few months,
Right?
B, just transfers, because maybe you take a set out guy, that's okay too, if they're the right caliber guy. C, maybe there's a guy that wasn't going to be eligible, that gets eligible and now needs, or D, I know we vilified poor Bobby because of this. Who's asked the gray shirt that decides they want to go somewhere else? And all those things can happen over the next couple months. So yeah, I kind of like what Louisville's done by wrapping up a nice class early.
Let me ask you something. An early signee or an early on campus, or what do you call it?
Early enrollees.
Early enrollee, sorry.
Yeah.
An early enrollee, are they better than let's say an early enrollee 3-star? Is that better than a 4-star that was signed next period? Because here's the thing. You know that window of 17 to 18?
Yeah.
And like, you know how we talk about 7 months
Yeah.
from 17 and a half to
Yeah.
18 is like a eternity, because that's when these kids are most locked in.
Yeah.
They're most like, there's no partying at that time.
It's-
for those athletes that are. So if you get to school early, like I said, it was crazy because Jalen left the school early, and when he went back to prom, he was a different man.
Yeah.
Like that quick.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, those guys, you think about this, those guys have been on campus almost a month now. They've been 4 weeks into conditioning
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
training
saying.
at
Like,
the
how
Division I
much-
football level.
How much better are they than a guy that's still sitting at his high school
Yeah.
working out?
You're now sitting there, you're now a Division I mindset. So when you go back to prom, you know, I know a lot of people, they do that stuff, that's good. I actually, I would advise that, go back. Your mindset's just different. Like, you're just like, man, I mean, I'm a Division I athlete now. Like, when you go back and you look at, you know, you're like, this is high school. Like, this stuff's, like, I'll tell you right now, none of those kids are getting in trouble. Right.
On campus.
No, going back to high school. Jalen that night, his prom night, I wish you would offer him something crazy. Like, nah. You haven't saw what I saw for the last 2 months. Because by that time, probably 2 months in at UT. Like,
Let's go to prom. Let's take these pictures. I'm
yeah,
going back to school.
have a good time, you know, whatever, and I'm going back. I'm done. So like, yeah, no, to your credit there, man. Yeah, I mean, you get that many guys in on that early. Look, I think Louisville can win next year. I think they can win at a high level. You know, I'm not saying they're going to go to the playoff or anything like that, but I mean, I think they can have a good season. Hey, what I got coming in, and now go get me a couple grad guys, a linebacker, an O-lineman to fill some spots. Like,
Like I said, I'll pass along a little credit here. I actually got this from Cardinal Authority. Among 25 signees already in December, staff who's early signing period, 25 players. That's a big class, man. Does your class naturally go down with a class that big? It just naturally goes down in ranking, right? Smaller classes are usually higher ranked.
No.
I'm asking. I don't know, because
Yeah,
law of averages, I would feel like You know, you get your
That is what you run into there is, I mean, sometimes, I mean, maybe you're Alabama or something may have classes where you say Alabama or Clemson some years with 17, but they sign,
yeah, that's
8 5-stars,
Right.
out of that. No, I think that the,
players of note. Offensive lineman Luke Kandra
yeah,
of Cincinnati.
he got a 4-star bump.
Trevor Reed, linebacker.
Yeah. No, Trevor Reed, offensive line.
Offensive lineman, yep. Marvin Dallas, defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Yaya Diaby
Mm-hmm.
from Georgia Military College. Ooh, T. Webb's in town.
Yeah. Yeah, they wrote an article up today in the Courier Journal, I think it was. It may have been one of the sites. I hate to do that because I don't know for sure, but that about T. Webb. I mean, think about that. T. Webb's been on campus. Now, while I think you're set with McHale, I think McHale will be the quarterback next year.
But that room is filling up.
It's filling up, man. I mean,
Think about it. You got Jawan,
Yeah.
McHale, geez, I'm always forgetting his name. T. Webb, Conley,
yeah,
Evan Conley,
yeah.
and you got one more name?
I think you have possible walk-on
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in,
Mhm.
and that's a good player, and some things that are going to be going on. So yeah, I mean, no, you've got dudes that can play.
Tight end Dwayne Martin, Desmond Daniels. Got two tight ends coming in. Boy, our boy's gonna push them.
Mm-hmm. Ford,
Yep.
yeah,
Marshawn's gonna push them from day one.
because Ford plays that same role. I think though you look at him like this year, you looked at him half the year, you were kind of like, well, he's kind of a hybrid guy. I think you look at him as the tight end next year, probably.
Let me see who else. Kobe Baines. I remember liking him. Let me see. Henry Bryant, Jared Dawson. Some people we didn't know if we would get to the finish line.
Yeah.
Okay, you only got two cornerbacks, safety, Levy Jenkins and Josh Minkins.
Mm-hmm.
Kicker. Isn't that the All-American kicker?
Yep.
Yeah, Travis said.
Yep. You've got. I said this. You weren't in last week. I said it's nobody. It kind of went over, but you have an All-American punter that came in. Nobody. You don't think about punter, and I'm not jumping on anybody for not thinking about it. I get it. But it's like they quietly, man. They filled a whole lot of needs.
Oh, the two players from last year that didn't qualify, or that you got.
yes.
Your two of your top
Yeah.
recruits.
Yeah.
That didn't qualify
Yeah.
last year.
You got a.
Do they get added to this? They don't get added to this class, though, do they?
Yeah. Well, no, they won't count towards
Yeah,
this class.
okay.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're added, but they're not. Yeah, they don't count. Just like Jalen Withers is added to their
Jamil
class.
Starks and Jadarian Boykin. Yep.
Yeah, I mean these are dudes. Look, you've got a corner or you've got a DB coming in out of Baton Rouge or in that area, nicknamed Greedy. Anytime, I don't know what y'all know about football in the South. But if his name is Greedy Vance, he can play.
It's like 2-2.
I know. They can play.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of talked about the Georgia influence in recruiting and springtime. Zay Peterson, Christian Fitzpatrick is going to come right in with a work attitude. Yeah, I'll be expected later on this month. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to give everybody this is our recruiting version.
But those guys are here. Like, I think that needs to be a big story today.
So answer that question that I asked. Like, how much difference is a 3-star that's at school 6 months earlier than a 4-star?
Yeah, I'll take that majority of the time. Outside of there are some guys that are just extremely talented.
Right.
Now, outside of those guys where you're like, but I know Rummage graduated early from Bullitt Central and got here, but Gary Barnage is pretty good.
So he's a freshman that came to school late.
Right. Yeah. It's like, I'm not like, well, you're Rummage 3 years in the system or 3 months in the system already. Yeah, well, Gary Barnage is 6'7" and will dominate you. So
Right.
he's just better. Sometimes there's just guys that you get that they're just better players right now. But
The walk-on program too. Like there's some energy there.
a lot.
Yeah, like
a lot. You keep seeing over the last
Wasn't
few
that
days.
such an underrated part of the program that
Oh, absolutely.
nobody ever thought about that. Nobody ever considered how many people are willing to go to school at a school they like or love that feel like they can go earn a scholarship.
I was.
Right.
Listen.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I had scholarship offers. I'm not just saying this. I love to toot my own horn. Y'all know that, but I'm actually not doing it this time. I had scholarship offers from a lot of MAC schools.
Right.
Okay. I wasn't really, recruiting. Hey man, I was getting interest from Tennessee,
Right.
all these places. But then the scholarships start getting handed out.
Right. The actual.
And then you're like, okay, Tennessee's probably not got a scholarship for me.
Right.
These schools are not a scholarship for me, like actually, you know what I'm saying? Or in my shoes, you were kind of waiting.
And they want to see if you're going to break out your senior year
Yeah.
and you're going to lead the, whatever.
So the caliber player I was, you're waiting to kind of see if some of these bigger name schools have leftovers.
Yeah,
Because
and-
that's the ones you were going to
And there's pressure at your high school to go to the biggest school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have some offers from MAC schools and stuff like that, scholarship offers.
Full ride.
Yeah,
Mm.
IU actually.
Mm.
But I was like, I'm really gonna take my shot at Louisville. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I love this place. Like, so I'll go to Louisville. Look, I can do, I can do financial aid or whatever. If I'm just gonna do that, I'll just do that. I'll walk on at Louisville,
Right.
and
At least give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot there. But you know what I'm saying? But here, there's guys that do that, like a Marshawn Ford or something, that can play, like that were 15 times the player I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're talking about guys that it's like some of these dudes you've been seeing over the last week or two that have been saying, look, we'll walk on. A lot of them local.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these guys can really play. I mean, these guys.
And don't get it confused, people. If these guys have good grades academically, they can actually get full academic scholarships, and like truth be told, they can apply for a lot more. They can get money outside. They can work different. They can.
Yeah.
You can actually end up a little more comfortable.
Oh, it was easy. Oh yeah, for me.
Right.
Oh, it was easy. It was easy. Yeah, no, I had no problem being able to get that. The same rules did not apply to me.
Right.
That applied to you.
Right.
Now I may not get the extra incentive that you get,
Mm-hmm.
but I can make any kind of money. The NCAA can't come after me.
Right.
I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like
As a walk on.
Yeah, none of this was an issue.
It's funny. When you hear this conversation, you start thinking about players and scholarships and extra benefits and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a time like if they don't adjust pretty soon, it's gonna be like, no, keep your scholarship on. I will walk on at your school. Like
Yeah.
Nike will. I'll work for Nike,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll walk on.
Sure. No, absolutely. So
Like, why wouldn't I do that?
I just think that I love what they've done with that.
Work for Nike and run their social media, run a local social media account or something.
I know.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
200,000.
And just it'd be
Tweet about Nike all day.
Yeah.
And then go to school.
But Marshawn Ford, and I don't want to disrespect any of the other walk-ons over the years that have done it. I think maybe Scott Radcliffe, Brian's, but Scott Radcliffe walked on, right? Yeah. 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 So like great player. Like so I don't want to disrespect guys. I know. Just tore her up. Yeah. She didn't know little Scotty cussed. I was like, so. First touchdown. What a story. Right. So here's the thing. Like, and he was just the first one that popped to mind, so I don't want to disrespect any of the other ones. But Marshawn Ford changed the walk-on game for Louisville fans, for Louisville, for in general, I think. Because what he did last year was just, like, it's almost like he was close enough where I'm like, they may give a Marshawn Ford scholarship every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Marshawn Ford Award.
That dude may play in the league when it's all said and done. I don't know, because it's hard to make the league. But like he come in, he led the ACC in touchdowns for tight ends. Like the blocks,
We put up some silly stats as a team. We
yes.
put up some silly stats, man.
I mean, yes, that's why when you look at it, you look at different things and you see, I mean, Tutu Atwell's pretty much on every list of top returning wide receivers nationally. And he'll Instagram it or tweet it out and let you know. He's from South Florida. He's
Right.
like, yeah, no, he has no problem
Right.
shouting himself out. So, and I love that. But I mean, you have a lot coming back of a team that when you look back, put up some really good numbers.
Gaudy.
Yes, like really good numbers. You ran through a Mississippi State team, an SEC caliber defense, without Mekhi Becton. Like, I totally forgot watching that game. It wasn't till, and bless his heart, my son looked at me on the way back to the hotel and said, man, can't believe it. Mekhi Becton didn't even play. And I was like, my God. Mekhi Becton didn't even play.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you forgot that it was like this. Our top 10, top 5 caliber pick didn't even play in that game. And you put up stupid numbers. So, back to the
Is he
point.
going top 10?
Oh, yeah. Well, top 15. He'll go top 15.
Yeah, because who knows?
Yeah, you never know in the NFL. I still though think he'll get a big bump when he goes to the combine.
Yeah.
Because when you see him next to Jedrick Willis, a Kentucky homegrown player with Alabama, you see him and you see him up against some of these other guys, you're gonna go, wow, he's so much bigger. It's crazy, and he moves better.
Rasmus Jones wants to know, do you think pass is coming back? Gun to head, pass is coming back, yeah or nay?
Yeah,
He looks like he's having fun.
yeah, I think.
He looked like he liked being here, man.
I think so. Gosh, man, that's a tough one. Here's the problem. I feel the reason I'm going to say yes is because I feel like I'm doing him a huge disservice by saying he's not. Because
You mean by putting it out there?
because he's never said anything, done. And look, I'm going to be open and saying this: if he didn't get the job, and if he really just is like, look, come hell or high water, I know I'm a good quarterback and I want to play quarterback, and left, I would be like, that would be one of the most honorable discharges,
yeah.
if you allow me to use that, ever. It's like, dude, get out of here and go play quarterback somewhere.
Yeah, do you want him to do that?
I want him to play tight end. I think he can be good.
He is a lot faster than people realize.
He's huge, man. I mean, he's a big guy. Like, I think he could be a story where you're like, man, I can't believe he ended up going. Yeah. I mean, he's got. Hang on. Is he at 2 or 3? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But I think he could.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Jalen Hurts is a monster.
But I mean, Marcus Smith come in as a quarterback, and he practiced with the quarterbacks. He went first round as a defensive end. I mean, he practiced a year with quarterbacks. Like, so Teddy Bridgewater, Marcus Smith, those guys. Or I'm sorry, Dominic Brown. It was Dominic Brown. Dominic Brown played running back. He played quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a crazy concept. I just think Pass could. He's a huge dude.
Do you think Coach would just want him as a live arm in the quarterback's room, though? Because he talked about
Maybe.
one depth.
Maybe. I mean, but I think at some point he's such a great athlete, you're doing him a disservice. If he's not going to play quarterback.
I don't know, too, because McHale limps every game. So
That's
Yeah,
that's 100% fact.
if you're going to be in the top 3 quarterbacks in places where you don't leave just because of injury.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I was so surprised that Chubba Purdy ran from competition. Because it's like,
Did we lose in Florida State?
yeah. But it's like, man, when you look, McHugh,
The coach is still, like, he's not committed to, he's obviously not committed to, this is my starters.
yeah.
Like, he went to dual quarterback a lot.
Yeah.
So, I can't just count him out. I can't count him out at all.
I can't, but here's the thing. Sometimes, man, the harsh thing with sports is sometimes you take an injury.
What game did he get hurt?
This year,
Yeah.
it was he played against EKU. I think that's when the turf toe conversation started. But Mikael just took it. Like Mikael took it, man. And let's not forget,
I mean, he was out and then he had
when
surgery.
Coach Satterfield took the job, I walked in the back there, and I respect Mark Anderson's opinion on football a lot too, and I said,